blackmailed off Tinder. That really happened. And I know I cannot be the only one who has a partner or who had a partner. My now ex-husband was blackmailed off a Tinder. And if they did it to him, guarantee you they've done it before. So my now ex-husband was on Tinder from the moment we wed until the day before our daughter was born, which really was only like a few months. Well, we got married in so within 5 months between the day we wed and the day I had my daughter, whom is my miracle baby, by the way. But it took me a year to find out about that. And the only reason I found out about him being on Tinder was through Facebook, because Facebook tracks your offline data. So whatever you're doing offline, which is not on Facebook, it tracks. So somehow, when I was looking through his phone, because he constantly lied about women, this wasn't the first thing, but when I looked through his phone and I saw the Facebook, I don't even know how I got there, to be completely honest, but it took me to offline data, and I see Tinder, and I see 2 hotels. He's never come clean about the hotels, though. So those would kind of just be alleged. But they were there. There were 2 hotels. But the Tinder. So, of course, I'm going to question him about Tinder. Like, we have a brand new baby. What the hell? What? Well, come to find out, he was blackmailed. Somebody found out. Somebody saw him on Tinder and I guess found out that he had a pregnant wife. And so they blackmailed him. And of course I was pissed. I was so upset. I just had a daughter. I was going through postpartum. This was what? But I didn't know if I was more pissed off about him being on Tinder or the fact that those were some honest blackmailers. Like, seriously, they blackmailed him and then kept their word. Like, wait, what? You blackmailed him and you didn't tell me? Sorry, the phone's shaking. I'm like, ah! Like, what? Are you... How honest is that? They literally blackmailed him and upheld their word. Sir, we know you have a pregnant wife. We're going to tell her if you don't give us this money. If you give us this money, we won't tell her. He gives them the money and they don't tell me. That's so honest. But what idiots, because my ex-husband admitted that he would have paid any amount of money. He would have paid whatever it cost for me to not find out. Now that wasn't honest. If you've ever dealt with a narcissist, maybe I should say he's an alleged narcissist. Oh God, it's like pulling teeth just to even speak common sense and logic, okay? But he did admit that he would have paid any amount of money for me to not find out. So then when he told me how much he paid them, I was even more in shock, because then it was like, these stupid honest people. Like, I'm pissed you were on Tinder, so had they told me, baby, we could have taken you to the damn cleaners, because I know what kind of money you have. They don't. They got chump change. So they honestly missed out on a big payday. So me and the blackmailers could have teamed up. So not only were they honest, but they missed a chance, an opportunity to take my ex-husband for more than what he paid. So again, I don't know if I was more in shock about him being on Tinder while I'm pregnant having our baby, or the fact that there are honest blackmailers. Is that not like an oxymoron of some sort? An honest blackmailer. I don't really know. But the point of me coming on here to say this is because I've already, of course, some of my friends and things like that. Of course, I know the story, but it seems like when this gets brought up, it's like they always mention, well, you can't be the only one, right? You can't be the only one. Like, oh my gosh. Well, they're right. I can't be the only one. If these guys, look, I will give all sorts of praise to people who are literally going and finding married men on platforms like Tinder and exposing that because the wife deserves to know. But I don't agree with the blackmailing. That's what I don't agree with. But if you're out there and you're finding married men on these platforms and you're calling them out for them, well, goddamn, all praise to you. Like, hallelujah. I wish somebody would have told me. They would have saved me 2 extra years of the torment that I went through. So, I don't know. Again, the point of this is I know I'm not the only one. I cannot be the only one that these people blackmailed my ex-husband. So I guarantee you there's other men out there, maybe even women, that have been blackmailed. And I'm just curious. Because I feel like that only happens to me. That may be my trauma brain to feel like, well, yeah, no, it's only this instance, or it only is with me. Like he says, I'm always the problem. It's my fault, right? I'm always wrong. So there's a part of my trauma brain that thinks, it's not that big. No, it's a big deal. And again, I know I'm not the only one it's happened to. And it's just really sad that they couldn't come and tell me, because that would have just been amazing. Why be honest if you're already blackmailing? You know what I mean? Like, again, it took me a year to find out. So, again, I feel like I'm alone, but I know that I'm not alone. So here's a PSA that your significant other might have been blackmailed. So if you see the patterns, listen to your gut. Listen to your instincts. I unfortunately just had a baby and was going through postpartum. It was just a lot. I have endometriosis, and so dealing with all of that after my baby, yeah, I saw the signs, but I didn't hold the boundaries. You know what I mean? So I want to hear if anybody else has gone through this, if anybody has ever dealt with somebody being blackmailed, or how you felt, what you went through. I'm really curious. Again, I feel alone, but I know I'm not. So I rambled. Sorry. But yeah, interesting. There's plenty more. So maybe stay tuned.